Hi everybody, Army P here for eXplorminate, and welcome back to my ongoing Let's Play of Stellaris with the DLC expansion MegaCorp. So, we kind of left off last time with us thinking about going after the tacky tourist supremacy. And I think I'm going to push this forward and going to war with them because there's been a little bit of I do believe that in the last day or so, if you're reading this, the game's probably already out if you're watching this. If not, you're watching it late before the game arrives. And there was a lot of talk about if there was a Reddit post talking about how the AI doesn't develop their planets. Now, I've taken over a planet in a different game that I'm playing off screen, but it was rather early. The development of that planet was rather in its infancy, so I couldn't really tell if it was developing it, you know, efficiently or not. And so I thought, well, why not see if we can't get one on screen showing you guys exactly how much the AI does or doesn't develop planets. And by doing so, we're going to start making some claims. So I'm going to go after this particular planet, Verderbrand's Outpost. We can't see anything on it right now. It does look like they've got, oh no, they've got district blockers, but it does look like they've got some districts for the equivalency, and it looks like they've also got a activity program on the go. So it does look like they're doing something with their planets, but let's find out for certain. Pardon me. I've got my main fleet, and the orders, of course, is Joe's taking care of the main fleet. We've got 10 destroyers and 10 corvettes with a backup fleet with 4 and 7 respectively. We've got our nice army of 25. I'm going to assign a general to this. Who shall we say? Morale's up by 25%. Army upkeep. I want the experience gain. Yeah. So I plan to take, I'll just show you guys what I'm planning on taking. How about that? We are going to take the following systems over and make our way over to, I mean, could we get the, you know what, let's take over their home planet. I got enough. I got the claims, 500, and start some war. Oh, it looks like their leader's changed. I remember last time he was an orange face. No joke there. Looks like his economic and fleet power are inferior to mine. I'm going to see if I can declare war. And it looks like the hegemon will go with me, so why not? Whoops. I want to invite the hegemony. Done. I want to claim. And let's see if we go to war. I'm going to vote yes. And we've declared war. So our good friends, our non-hive mind, independent free thinkers at the Beck-Thoy hegemony, and I have decided it's time to go to war. So we will take our fleets and claim what is rightfully our... Oh, wait, have we? What's going on here? The vote for the declaration has failed. Oh, it failed? That's weird. He said he was... Invite attackers. He says he's willing to do that. Done. Claim. Declare war. Oh. I guess maybe for humiliation he'd do it, but not for the claims. That's odd. Well, it doesn't matter. We'll just do it by ourselves anyway. Normally when you decide to invite attackers and they say yes, it means that they're willing to invade. But in exchange for share of the spoils, I don't know if I can really give him any spoils. Ah, well. We'll do it all by ourselves then. Alright. Now we're opening those borders up. And let's start attacking Entontodidas. Now you can see on the fastest setting here, another one of those things that we were told by late game performance was that it was eventually going to slow down. We're hitting 2280. We're about to hit that. Ooh, looks like we got new contact and we found an abandoned gateway. The Titanic Spread, another one of our creations from our eXplorminate members. I do believe this is Tragics. And we are the Titanic Spread, a nation built the principles of peaceful isolation and individual freedoms. Very delighted to meet you. They are xenophobic, but they are pacifists. They just don't want to do anything to do with us, to live peacefully amongst themselves. And where are they, by the way? Oh, they're on the... Oh, it must be from the gateway or something that we... Wow, that talk about the Titanic Spread. Look at the size of that. Okay. So let's keep our eyes peeled for any goodies. I'm just going to quickly set... Actually, you know what? I'm just going to go automate. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Alright. What is over here, by the way? Oh, it's an actual planet. I didn't even see that one there. So it does look like they're developing their planet. They've got the hive core and energy grid. That makes sense because they're not... You know, they want to get their energy reserves, and they got lots of farms. Oh, man, that's not good. Where are they? Oh, wow. This is the Ice Machine Empire. It is... A friend of mine, Ice Mania, made this for the last Let's Play that I did in its entirety for the Apocalypse expansion. And it's a Fanatic... Or, sorry, it's a Determined Exterminators Machine Empire. It was an absolute beast. So to see it in its current form, and it's pathetic. It must have just gotten out of a war. Oh yeah, okay. So it just got out of a truce with another identified empire. So the reason why it's pathetic is because it probably lost huge swaths of its empire. Just for giggles, let's see what they're at. Okay, so the hive mind, the Titanic Spread, even as a pacifist, does seem to have an equivalent fleet to mine. So it's not all lost. Okay, let's swing this way and try to get 2 planets of theirs into our fold. Haven't seen a retaliatory attack against us, anyone yet? Boy, I really need to start getting some food production up. I don't have anything that I can build that boosts my food production, unfortunately, so I'm just going to build another agriculture because my food is getting a little bit on the worrisome side. In the meantime, we've got Beta Hydra, and we're going to take that one. That'll be our first attack with our new army, and for all intents and purposes, we should have no problems at all taking these fleets. Okay, so we got the Velturian regime. I think this is one that I actually made from it is one of the ones I've made in a previous Let's Play or a previous game, personal game of mine. Wow, well, you're getting lots of contacts. Oh, they've got Federation statuses, and they have a truce with the Machine Empire, so they must have gotten... And his economic, or his fleet power is superior to mine. I don't know. I have stated that I honestly felt that... I've honestly stated in the past Let's Play, when we were here, that I kind of felt like it was a little tough to get alloys up and running. Like, you can see I'm only at 20, and I've got a Forge World here that's got 2 running, and eXplorminate, I believe, has 3. So I'm pretty sure there's tinkering I can do along the way to try to get that raised up a little higher. But for the most part, I thought it was pretty decent. But it's pretty neutral, or it's pretty obvious that if they've got a superior fleet power to mine, and they're taking on the Machine Empire, they must have gotten some pretty good alloy boosts. In the meantime, let's take a look at Beta Hydra. So it does look like they're using agricultural drones. They've got their hydroponic farms. It makes sense because there's lots of agricultural districts here, so it increases the amount of drones jobs that produce food. In fact, if anything, their inefficiencies are they're building too much. It's weird that there was stability issues, though. Yeah, because if it looks like there's a ton of jobs available with only so many workers. Isn't that weird? That looks like a different race. Is that a completely different race? Where's our species screen here? Oh wow, they seem to have a completely different race living on their planet. I wonder if it was a well, I wonder how that would happen. They don't got any workers on there, but they own it. Weird, weird, weird. I guess it could have been an invaded primitive world, but they don't seem to be they're primitives. I mean, that is strange. It's been a while since I've played my hive minds, and of course the first time I haven't played a hive mind since 2.2 dropped, so I don't know how the Visari could have gotten on that planet. Unless they were at one point, because they're an avian, planetoid, and they're hive mind. So I don't. Yeah, very, very strange indeed. Nonetheless, we're gonna take that and we're gonna liberate the Visari avian army. Oh, that's why it makes sense that if you owned that planet. Just kind of deduce what's crystal mines. That's what we want for sure. Just trying to deduce how that could have occurred. I guess if they invaded it and they let them stay there, I'm kind of curious. It would make sense why the amenities are down below, because these are sentient people, right? They're a sentient race. But why aren't they? Why isn't there any growing? I guess maybe they were set that they weren't allowed to grow anymore, but it's weird that they wouldn't park some of the workers there. Anyway, what do you got for armies? There are no armies, so let's invade this planet and see where see what the liberation looks like. And the invasion's over and we own it. Perfect. Oh, meanwhile, we got a big space battle and I'm not even paying attention. So 1.7k fleet against us 1.9 with our. Okay, what do we got here? I'm kind of curious what kind of fleet they have. What do they got? Pretty fairly balanced. Doesn't look like they got any. I focus on point defense, but of course that didn't help out very much. Okay, perfect. We'll take out their. Wow, I'm getting lots of first contacts here. Okay. If we took out 3 of their planets right off the... Like, if we were able to get all 3 planets, that's going to be huge. Leave it for now. Okay, what size fleet do they have? So they have 1,100 at their home base with a 500 base. So we could, essentially, if we wanted to, knock a huge hole and basically take the supremacy right out of active competition. What do we got here? 217 versus our 557. It's not a bad way to show off the new army screen to boot. Anchorages, crew quarters, okay. Was kind of hoping that would heal my hull, but that's not necessarily important. Okay, so here is the brand new army screen. So this UI more definitively shows who's running on who's fighting in the front lines, who's in the reserves. So if you're disengaging, you'll go from the front reserves to the reserves, and basically you'll be off that front line, depending on the combat width of how many armies could be battling on the battlefield at any given time. And as you're doing this, of course, you create devastation. Yeah, it's a deal. Okay, let's go back. So you can see here that I'm kind of getting, this is my army disengagement. These are all the guys that are healing up. So I'm doing a pretty good job. Yeah, I'll take the, and without a shadow of a doubt, we've got them for sure. That's awesome. I really like that screen. It's much more intuitive. It's much more, it makes a lot more sense. I need to build more agriculture. So it is ours. Let's see what they did for population. Okay, so they've got the drones here. They just didn't have the drones on the previous planet. That is very strange. And they're growing here. It looks like they've got an active program to increase birth rate. They don't need to worry about amenities because everybody's at a neutral 50%. And look, the planets are developed, and they're developed what you figured you'd see, right? Synapsis nodes. These are, of course, these are infrastructure that's unique for hive minds. Spawning pools that increases amenities. I don't know why you need to increase amenities though as a hive mind. Because they don't do trade, and it doesn't matter to them about amenities at all. It's probably something that needs to be fine-tuned. Gas extraction, maintenance bots. Maintenance drones increase amenities. Why amenities? If they don't need it. Or crime for that matter. I guess all drones have... I mean, why would you have crime? Unless there's some type of corporate... yeah, it could be a corporation on their thing. Definitely some kinks and bumps along the way, and probably some oddities. I don't know why a hive mind would need any amenities if it's directly tied to, and this is production. But if we look at the population, spawning drones, so that's defensive armies. I guess they are using some type of amenities, and it might tie into their efficiencies. Anyway, I don't know. But bottom dollar is that as it stands right now, it does look like the AI is doing a decent job at maintaining its planets. It doesn't look like it was that bad at all. In fact, I was actually kind of impressed. I expected far, far worse. And we're about to try to take over the third planet. If we can grab their capital, we'll be in mega shape here. Oh, it looks like Iceman. Sorry, Iceman. You're getting. I think you're gonna get pounded out pretty early here, which is pretty shocking because, and ever since Synthetic Dawn came out, exterminators. I mean, look at this. This is huge. This planet is completely developed. Tons and tons of food. You know. The population, they've got housing. I don't know, this looks like a fully developed planet to me. You know? I guess everybody's got a little something different. Okay, we'll see if we can't get them to surrender and give us their planet once we invade it. Although I didn't check how many defensive armies they have here on Kesmer 3. 200. Okay, we're in good shape. Definitely seems like there's not much resistance there. Oh wow, this is going to get over real quick. Okay, I'm going to achieve all my war goals. And there it is. So he has given up, and we have now made a huge claim. Our borders have gone significantly higher. We've taken a huge chunk off of the sticky, or tacky, sticky tourist supremacy, and that's awesome. In the meantime, I wonder if I can... You still got a superior fleet. Offer a trade deal. Active sensor. Oh, he is not interested in that. Nope. I was kind of hoping that we would get a chance to see just how the fight goes for the Ice Machine Empire, but it probably won't go that well at all. Alright, back home, everybody. Good job. And, yeah, I don't even think we got more than one engagement away. Now, let's see what it's going to look like once we take... Oh, yeah, you can see here, and this is one of the things I talked about a little bit on the one of the previous episodes, is when you take from different planets, you're going to see your economy wax and be under quite a bit of strain as it tries to envelop all of these different planets. Now, undesirables. They have no political power. It looks like they're declining. Declining plots. Yeah, so they're just dying out, of course, right? And it looks like we're growing. So here's another thing. So we're growing on this planet because we've taken it over, which is fine. It means we're going to own it. It also, if you remember, we're having to take over planets in the previous versions of the game, you'd actually have to physically take a pop over to the planet and forcibly relocate them to go over there. Because if you didn't, the planet would just become barren. So automatically, my guys are growing on there, which is great. And the tacky tourists are not. So we're going to own this huge, huge swath of land. This is awesome. And what about here? Current unemployment. See it? I don't know. It's working for me. Looks like we'll use this. We'll get a couple more farms going. We'll build 2 for now. Yeah, so anyway, that's I kind of hope I put some comments to rest here. I know that for a role-playing sense, we didn't do a lot besides... Oh, I mean, we did get in contact with the Valurian Empire, the Titanic Spread, and the Ice Machine Empire. But for all intents and purposes, I have not noticed any major slowdowns yet, and we're around 2300. And that's when I noticed on my PC that it started to... The tick started to go a little bit slower. We conquered 3 alien planets in a single claim push and didn't get a lot of resistance. But of course, the other side of that coin, we knew that his fleet was inferior, whereas we go over here and their fleet is actually superior to ours, and so is a Titanic Spread, I believe, isn't it? No, it's equivalent. But either way, looking pretty good. And if I hit F4, looks like we've got our couple sectors. We could probably talk about that in the next episode. So anyway, my whole point here was, yeah, looks like the AI is developing the planets. It looks like they're colonizing heavily. I still think there might be a little bit of an issue with the fleets that they build, and it might be directly related to certain specific builds, hive minds, or perhaps some combinations of ethics that are having a hard time with the new economy, more than it just across the board being totally borked. Anyway, this has been Army P for eXplorminate. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.